Grenada, may God bless you. Grenada, may God bless you. The gem of the Caribbean, struck by Hurricane Ivan. The spices blew in the wind and the people all started to scream. The force of the hurricane has wrought havoc and caused great pain, but we are proud to say that we are on the rise again.
We got hope and we got life. Carriacou will rise, my sweet paradise. Whoa, my people, we gonna rise up, bring back beauty in we eyes, my sweet paradise. Whoa, down in the Caribbean.
Had to be a category 5 hurricane. This could never be a 4. Everything is out. Everything is completely destroyed. Everything.
It is September 7th. It is 20 years following the passage of Hurricane Ivan, a hurricane that devastated Grenada and spared the sister islands of Carriacou and Martinique. Of course, it's Saturday. Hello to you who are washing or baking or cooking, whatever chores that you're doing around the house. Hello to you. So with us today, Basie's not here, but I have Riri on camera. Riri, you okay? Good girl. Right. So Riri's on camera today. And here we have Miss Marilyn Mendes. Marilyn experienced both Hurricane Ivan in Grenada and Hurricane Beryl in Carriacou. Similar to like I did. And today, as we are not celebrating Ivan's anniversary, but we're remembering what took place on that day 20 years ago. I don't think that's something to celebrate. Marilyn, would you agree with me?
100%.
Good day to you.
Good day to you, Rina.
And how are you?
Good.
You good?
Yes.
The beautiful Marilyn Mendes, right? Lovely smile as well.
Thank you.
I feel so honored to be in your company.
Thank you, Rina.
Right, so we're going to compare your experience with Ivan in Grenada, because Ivan did not devastate Carriacou and Martinique, as we know. In Grenada, it devastated. So you was living in Grenada then, right? Right. So were you schooling? Were you working? What were you doing in Grenada?
I was at college.
Okay.
Went to TAMCC, Marisha Community College, and it was my second year into TAMCC.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So you remember what transpired on that day? I think it was just after the vacation period.
Right.
Right.
So Carriacou students went down to Grenada as normal, preparing for school. So we went to school on the Monday, remembering going to college on the Monday, and they had like a small assembly, which was strange. And they called us together and they tell us, look, they be sending home the students because we are expecting a hurricane. Well, being children that we were, of course, we didn't go home the same time. We went and make a lime around town and then head home the evening, normal. So, yeah, it came the morning. Remembering the morning, we were home the morning being normal. And
so, wait, let me cut you. So did you prepare for the hurricane? You went to town as a child and
normal.
Did you do anything when you got home?
No, we didn't. We didn't. The only thing I packed probably the morning was a backpack with just like a bath towel, toothpaste, toothbrush, a soap, and a change of clothes in my backpack.
Right.
And I had that ready there.
Good. I wanted you to say that because, well, Marilyn was living with my sister Hillary. She was living with us that time.
Yeah.
And I remember after Marilyn packed her bag, that's when I thought, okay, well, maybe I should pack a bag too. Because we didn't do anything preparations. I remember
we didn't put away anything. We did nothing. Yeah.
Right. Yes, Marilyn was my roommate.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So you packed your bag, and then that was the night, right?
That was the morning.
Oh,
because we did not we didn't even prepare. You know, we didn't even bother over that. But it's the next morning when we realized the wind and everything started singing. The weather was kind of gloom.
So listen,
cloudy.
If you know that hurricane was coming, would you have went down to Grenada, leave Carriacou, and go to Grenada?
No. I would have stayed home. Yeah, if I had to dial, I'd dial my family. But no, I would not have. Would not have gone down. Nobody would have gone down.
So you heard nothing about a hurricane or storm was coming?
No, we were not aware. Probably if I did, I was totally unaware, and I'm not sure if my parents knew. But for me, they didn't bothering over those things back then.
Did mommy call you and tell you anything about a hurricane coming? No.
Probably the night after they sent us home. Well, I told her that they sent us home for that, and she said, "Oh, we're watching it too, but it mightn't pass or whatever." You see, right?
Okay.
So we were just there.
All right. So that was a Monday.
That's a Monday.
So Tuesday now.
Tuesday morning, right? So Tuesday morning, when we got up, we do be normal. The only difference we did, no one was going to work, no one was going to school. So we were just there chit-chatting, laughing, joking until your sister decided to go and cook.
Pea soup. Split peas.
When lunchtime, she preparing for lunch, normal, right? So I decided, mommy say, well, you know parents already. She keep calling and say, you doing anything, at least pack a bag. So I say, okay, let me just pack the basic. Deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrush, my towel, and a change of clothes. Basically, in my backpack. That was it. Nothing else. And we went back out there and then chit-chatting again. Then the rain started falling. And then what it was, I think the wind started kind of blowing differently. And I remember going in the window. And I think it was one of the children, either Giselle or Janelle or one of them, went in the window. And they saw the little twisters in the sea. And Hilary went and checked it out.
Oh, really? I can't remember that.
Hilary went and checked it out.
Oh.
And then she called and she said, come and see. When I went there, I see the little twisters. He had about, I can't remember if it's 3 or 4, but he seemed to have more behind the hill. And they was coming from Grenada's area, coming up. And then we turned our back and we went back and looked. But we couldn't see it no more. But then when we realized some houses underneath us, roof started going, and said, oh, that one roof gone, that one roof gone.
I remember that.
Yeah.
So while the twister was taking place, that houses were going?
Houses was going, yeah. It came up. We watched it until it came up land when we couldn't see it no more. But then we realized it's on land when the roof started going. Yeah, okay. So when the roof started going, then we realized, no, something is up. And then when we realized the one right in front of us gone, but then he passed us. We was like, okay, we're safe. But then a mango tree that fell on the roof, and then we start to scatter. We scattered, and then we end up in one of the room that was not damaged. We had to kick that window out because there was no escape. The one door, there were 2 doors on the same side. The main door, the kitchen door. Both was blocked off from the mango tree. So we ended up running in a room, had to kick out that, I think was Mike, had to kick out that window. And even see people jump out of the window. Me, you, we were going in turns, jumping from the window.
You remember when Mike said, pass me Jamaica, she was a baby?
Yes. Yes. And we went out that window. How we survived, I don't know. Because when we jump out that window, you had to duck one time because the things were just flying under that house. Yeah, we end up jumping out of the window and heading under the house. I remember taking my backpack and put over my head to cover my head from getting objects hitting it. Yes. Yeah, and then when the eye came, that's when we were able, when the eye came and it kind of started calming down, we were able to run down in a neighbor house. When we reached there, we don't know where all them people come from. There was field.
Yes. Because when we were under the house, and then we remember the calmness. Remember the calmness. Because that time we didn't know about Hurricane High.
No, we didn't know it was high.
So I remember after the glass broke on the ground, we jumped through that.
We jumped straight. Yeah.
Yes. And then he had a fall because up to this day, well, Jamaica was a baby then. And when I asked her what she remember about the hurricane, if she remember anything at all, she said she remember there was a fall under the house trembling.
I think so. I think he had a little fall because remember another house before them used to be. Yeah.
I'm not sure if you remember while we were under there and everything was falling out from the house and galvanized from the house were blowing. Remember while you had the backpack over your head, a galvanized
came right in front of me. Yes, landed right in front of me. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. And then the neighbor now, during the eye, that's when the neighbor called out and say, "Y'all come down.
Yes. Yes. When we got down, they was filled with people. Like she took the whole neighborhood. And
yeah, and we're thankful. So I mean, the second part we didn't experience it that bad.
That bad, no.
We were in the basement.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, we didn't even feel anything, basically. Yeah.
And then after the hurricane, remember what took place after the hurricane?
After the hurricane, yes, of course, we went up and look and see the damage and everything. We had no place to stay. Can't remember if we spent I think we spent the night by the neighbor.
We spent
We
couple
spend
nights. Well,
yes, by the neighbor.
uh-huh.
But we keep going up every morning, checking. And I don't know how, I think it was Clyde. Clyde came up.
Clyde Frank.
Yes, he came up to check on us to see if we were okay. And then he said he was going up probably the next day or the evening of that day he came, maybe two days after. Yes. And then I say, you know what?
You was like, I'm going up. What to tell mommy and them for
Yes.
y'all?
I said, Mommy, I said, I'm going too.
And when
We're going. Yes, we're going. We actually went up in a fishing trawler to Carriacou. Could you believe that?
Yeah.
Fishing
That's
trawler
when
to
we had to change
Carriacou.
clothes.
No.
No clothes to change. We jumped on that and-
No. Fishing trawler it was.
And then we came up and well, I know the experience with Lisa and mommy when they saw me and they couldn't believe it was me. They thought I looked like a playground. But I can't remember when you went home what it is.
When I went home, I was about to knock on the door. Well, they didn't know I was coming, so nobody was outside anything. So mommy and daddy was in the room and they were talking. So I overheard the conversation before I knock. I stand there and I listen to them. And they said, well, I know what happened to her. We ain't nothing, communication down. When boats started running, it looked like one of the boys or somebody had to go and look for her. And daddy was like, I don't care if it's me. And all I had to go, I'll go and look. Then I knock on the door. And when they open, they say, come in. When they turn around and they see me, oh my God, they could have died.
Yes.
Hug, kiss, cry, everything in one.
Oh my God.
They were so happy to see me.
Yeah. That was a time.
Yeah.
Similar to mommy and Lisa. Lisa, I remember I met her in front of bowling. Then she was walking there and she said, she was just standing there folding her arms. And when she saw me, she couldn't believe it. She was like, I said to myself, if I see you or hear anything from you today, I'm going on the hallway. And then when I went home, mommy was sitting on the step. And she was eating and she sat down with the food there and the hand under the chin. And when she saw me, it's like, she shocked. She saw a ghost. Yeah, that was sometimes.
They were actually happy to see us.
I can't remember if you went back down with me.
Yes, I did not go down the same time. They decided, you know what, didn't have nothing down. They stay and hear what the school have to say and stuff before. But up here didn't have electricity as well, mind you. Up here didn't have electricity. We got it maybe a week after we came up, a week after Hillsborough got electricity, and then the other villages. I don't know why the current had left, but we didn't have current as well as Grenada. So both islands did not have electricity at a point.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you left me to go back in Grenada to battle the hardship.
Yeah.
In those days, they had to be sending down mommy. I remember mommy saying, down to ice. Ice, food stuff, groceries.
Sending down everything.
Bottles of water. Remember, I remember you used to go to somewhere, I think it was the river. I can't remember, whatever river. She used to go in and wash. And then I always used to say, I want to go with you to wash in the river, but I never got to do that. That's something that I wanted to do, but I didn't get to do it. But I remember I was carrying water from the standpipe from Lord down the road, weeks upon weeks. And Franklin and Curtis came down. And then they rebuilt the house.
So probably by then I was still up.
Yeah,
I was still up. I remember coming when I finally came down and I checked my suitcase. Everything was just spoiled. So I left it in there too long. I didn't call it suitcase anything.
Rena didn't empty your suitcase?
No, Rena didn't.
Shame.
No, Rena didn't.
Oh my God, Rena was trying to help you.
In situation like this, yes, everybody will. Because nobody wanted this stuff to spoil, but that was okay. Yeah.
Right, Rena didn't have... Oh,
that
my
was
God,
okay.
Rena... I can't remember that.
Yes.
So Ivan was terrible. I mean, we're thanking God for life.
We are.
So that was 20 years ago, the passage of Hurricane Ivan. Remember they used to call it Rufus, all where you pass through Rufus, Ivan Rufus, because when all the roofs.
Mm-hmm.
And
then it was tough.
20 years later, came another hurricane. So I believe the hurricane following you.
I think so. He following us.
So he was in Grenada for Ivan.
For Ivan,
Which
yes.
devastated Grenada.
Yeah.
And then following that, when I finished CC and you came up to Carriacou, you started working here. Marilyn works at Republic Bank. So when you go to Republic Bank, you want a loan, check out Marilyn, right? Right. You came back to Carriacou 20 years later. Hurricane Beryl. You did not prepare for Ivan. Did you prepare for Beryl?
Well, of course, I was not fully prepared, but prepared better than Ivan.
Right.
Because now, with Beryl, a matter of fact, since after Ivan, every time they say a hurricane is on the way, I prepare. So when they said that Beryl is on its way, I prepared and I started packing. I started sorting out stuff what I should go with and stuff. But I had to pack for me and my 2 kids, so it was a little more different. However,
I can hear somebody saying, "You have 2 kids. Wow, you look beautiful. You look so young."
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, I had to. I normally prepare since after Ivan, to tell you the truth, but my clothes remain in suitcases. I do
Really?
not remove my clothes to put in any cupboards or anything. The most that might be in the cupboard is clothes that I wear on a regular basis, like the home clothes, as they say here. Yeah, but otherwise than that, I'm always prepared once there is notice or warning that a hurricane is on the way.
You're one of
So-
them that said you're making fire for you twice.
So when they said that I was on the way, I started packing maybe the Saturday. Yeah, sorting out stuff the Saturday. Then Saturday night, I went in Mom's room and I like, Mom, I'm not sure about you, but I don't think we can stay home. That roof went through Ivan, it went through Emily and other little stuff. I don't think that roof could sustain Beryl if Beryl really have to pass. So she was like, I don't care what you say. I stay in my house. Because sometimes you leave your house and you go in somebody's house and your house stay and their house gone. I said, okay. I said, well, I have a choice. I can't leave you behind. If you don't want to go, then I'll have to stay with you. So I said, okay. I tell her good night and I went to bed. Changed my mind. I could have finished pack that time. But I said, okay, she's not going, I won't bother. Whatever I packed so far and whatever I didn't pack, whatever. I just left it.
So listen, did your mom experience Hurricane Janet?
Yes, she did. But she was like 5 years old, so she don't really remember. No.
Oh, so she never really experienced a hurricane.
Hurricane. No.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's why she wanted to stay.
Yeah, she didn't experience it. Yeah.
So you're more experienced than Mom.
Technically. Yeah. Yeah, because I had it rough. It was a scary situation with Ivan, but it was horrific with Beryl. It was, I don't know, it sent your heart to your feet. You couldn't, it frees you up. You don't know how to think, where to go, what to do. Like, it confused you. But for Ivan, we knew we had to jump. But for Beryl, that sound of that wind, that was different. No, we didn't stay. So the Sunday morning, she got up and then she told me, Krishna, you know what? I think I'll take your advice, because after I review and I watch over this thing, it looked like it's coming directly over Carriacou, and as you said, the roof can take that. So yeah, so
that was what day?
the Sunday.
No, she's a Christian.
She went to church, of course, and I stayed and I packed and everything. I packed and I made several trips bringing up stuff to where we are right now. And then when she came back, I gave her a few suitcases, because I told her I was her suitcase ready. So I gave her a few suitcases. I said, pack whatever you need, important stuff, your clothes, whatever that you may need. She started, oh God, I don't know what to pack. I don't know how to pack. I said, pack everything. I can't help you, because I had to be making trips. I probably make about 3 trips between me and the kids and her stuff, securing our things. And after that, she told the boys that she's leaving. And they was like, okay, well, we're going to stay here, thing. But she's not able. If she had remained in the house, she would not have made it alive. Trust me. Because she's kind of disabled with her feet. She cannot move as fast. Her pace is very slow. So finding a secure place to survive down home, that'll be hard for her.
So your brothers were in the house.
One of my brothers was remain in the house.
So the house roof, I know that the roof collapsed because while I was passing after the hurricane, I saw one place and I saw Raja in front of the door. So he
stayed there. Yes, the roof went and he ended up hiding out in a cupboard. So that's why he battled his, I cannot talk about his story, but that's what he
cupboard. Wow.
Yeah, in a cupboard.
And God walking. So how was the experience here with you and mom?
Here? Okay, so if you wish, come let me show you. And
sure.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. So let's see.
When it started, this room here, it was flooding out from that side. Water was coming through the windows, it was coming through the doors, everything. I was basically trying to secure there by getting cloths and cushions and everything that I can get to stop up that thing. I had to take a big dresser to push behind the door because the force was so much. I had to secure that door.
Was the first part of it?
That was the first part of the hurricane, yeah. And then when I realized I couldn't make it, I just had to leave it alone because the water was too much to even think. So water was coming out from there. It was also coming up from there in the first part of the hurricane.
But that door wasn't it closed?
That door was closed. So it was seeping through heavily underneath. Yes, through the rain and the wind. And it ended up, all over here was flooded with water. And we sat right there on the chairs, laughing, chatting, because whatever was happening on the outside, we were not even feeling it. It's like the whole the room was soundproofed. We wasn't hearing nothing. All we know, we just sitting in the water. We didn't want to even peep outside. But then we went and take a little peep to see exactly what happening. And then we saw, we couldn't really see anything, as a matter of fact. It was all white. White. And we just sat there, I got up again. I went and looked at the window in the kitchen. And I saw a bright light. I'm not sure if everybody saw the bright light. It was a glary light. Like, I was like, oh my God. I said, it seemed like we're going to heaven. It was like a heavenly light. You didn't see that light, Rita?
In the first part?
In the first part?
It gave me chills.
Yes, a bright, very bright light. It was so glowing.
Oh, really?
Yes, a glowing light. And I said, let me go out and peep. That time the rain started ceasing and everything. And then when I opened up, the light outside was just bright like nothing passed. And then we went outside, we started looking and stuff. A neighbor even came down, visited us, telling me, oh, the thing passed. I said, no, sweetie. I said, this is just the first part of it. This is the eye. So expect something more. We stand up outside there chit-chatting and stuff. Then I feel first wind started to develop. I say, look, we got to go. I say, you have to go up, try and see how fast you can get up. And then by the time he reached underneath his house, that's when everything just starts happening. So when he gone up, I went and peeped at him to see if he got up in the kitchen. Then I peeped at that door to see what was happening in that end because the breeze was so strong. I saw that neighbor house roof gone. And then when I turned back, I said, Mommy was sitting here. She went back in a position that she was for the first instance. So now I'm talking about the second part of the hurricane, right? So she was sitting there. Then when I noticed the magnitude of the wind that was coming from that end, I said, Mom, you cannot sit here. The wind is very strong. What if something comes from that way and hit you? I said, we need to push the chair behind that wall.
The second part
came from the south, right? So as I was about to push the chair, she and my children started walking already, and I started to push the chair. And when I pushed it, I hear something bang on the house. So I was like, what? So I said, stand up right here. Then we stand there, and then something else come and hit the house. And this time it vibrated. I'm not sure what it was, but it vibrated the house. And then the bathroom area is down there. All we notice is like the shower curtain on the pole, the curtain rod, that came straight through the door where we were heading. Just pelt right out. I said, no. I said, we can't go. Then we try and go behind this wall now. So there is a next part of the wall we could have gone and hide. When we went there, Mommy said, we cannot stand here. I said, no, we cannot stand. It's so open. So we end up jamming ourselves in a corner down there. And she said, you know what? We have to see if we can get downstairs. Because by that time, we were there watching the roof lifting, started going up. And we praying God. I never prayed so hard in my life. God, forgive me. I never prayed so hard in my life, but I was praying hell hard that roof didn't go. And that we just watching the roof going, and then she was like, try and go downstairs. We unlocked the door trying to head downstairs, and that door would dare not open. Then the next room door, we were trying to go in there. Mind you, the wind is coming from the south. We're not even sure why that room door could not have opened, and it was not locked.
Because if the wind is coming from the south, you're supposed to push the door
in. But then realized now, it seemed like the wind was all over at the end. So we were trying to push that door to go there, but God was watching because he said, no, they can't go in harm's way. Something might have happened there. So that door, the two doors could not have opened. While we were down there trying to go, something bang here, the windows, everything got shattered. Then the wind started blowing in. So we out there, we seeing leaves and everything just gushing. I mean, we can't see the wind, but trust me, it's like we saw the wind. The wind was so strong with the rain, you can see how everything was going. And then I was like, you know what? I said, Mommy, the most secure place I can think about right now is the laundry room. So she was like, but how am I getting over there? I said, you have to try. So I don't know if God worked it out for us. I started walking. I said, follow me. So we started going. And then I said, you go in the front. I said, I'll stand right here while the wind was coming. For some reason, the wind just kind of died off a little, and they were able to rush in there. So when they went in there, mind you, the night before, knowing how we experienced Ivan and stuff, I prepared again. I filled a whole barrel, the blue barrel that was posed with stuff. I filled that barrel with water, bottles of water. That barrel is filled with water, ready for that hurricane. So we end up using that same barrel in there to jam the door shut because we couldn't even get it closed properly. From that wind, it was strong. After we went in there, we couldn't even close it. So Mommy was like, take the barrel and push behind. If you see me, because I'm the only one with the strength. The children couldn't help. She couldn't help. So I had to force and push that barrel behind that door. And I leave for the portion. When we heard the last thing, my son, I was holding him heading there that way. And my son, he got so frightened. He let my hands go, and he ran. And mind you, remember the place was wet. He ran and he fell. I just see he went back like this and hit his head. And he was like just there, and he unconscious. I said, Zah, and he couldn't even get up. I had to go brace him, hug him, ting him, and he was like in shock after that because my daughter was terrified, he was terrified. And I'm like, and Mommy's like shaking. I'm the only one there that I have to try and calm everybody. And she was like, I'm scared, mind you, I'm scared myself. And I have to try to be strong for them. And he was so scared. I'm talking to him and he was not even answering. Then I realized the heat, he probably knocked his head so hard, it's like, with the shock and everything, he couldn't really speak until we head inside the laundry room. And then he catch himself. It take a while before he even starts speaking in there. After we secure everything and he realized, oh, I'm safe. Then he starts saying one or two words, and then he start opening up, and then he start, Mommy, so when this thing is gonna last? How long we gonna be in here? He started asking all kind of questions. He was so terrified. The water level inside there was like meeting us by our ankles.
Inside there?
Inside there. We had to stay inside there. Inside here. It's like you went and settled in there. The whole place was water. Water. The whole place was water. I didn't expect to have water inside until we went in. And we went straight into the water. It was water. And after I closed that door, he had some buckets in there. We ended up turning it upside down, and we sat on that bucket until the second part can assist. But I noticed now we were hearing everything rumbling, galvanized, everything. So we thought the roof gone finally. So we thought that because of the force and everything we hear. It's like the wind was like a thunder. The wind was roaring like a thunder. The wind doesn't roar, but if you understand, the wind was so strong. My God, I don't know. It was totally a different experience. Even though I was safe, but comparing Ivan to Beryl, this was scarier. It was terrifying. It was horrific.
But then this house was recently constructed.
It was.
new.
It was.
And it seems very strong.
It
I know that
it's
did a very
good job. He did. He did because when I was looking at the roof, I'm thinking it's gonna go. It didn't. Thank God. He did a great job. He did.
Did it get any damage? I mean,
It-
you said a window pocket.
The windows on the south side, two got broken, like completely broken, and then two others, the door and the window got just there's a glass area, one area of the frame got broken out. And the roof started leaking. If you notice, there are some cracks in the house where the roof started leaking. So it's cracked and it shows signs of going, but I mean, Boom do a great job. He did an excellent job. Yeah. So let me show you guys. So when I noticed this house roof gone, when I went and peep in the window, as they say, peep. When I noticed this house roof started lifting, like galvanized started moving from that roof, I went and I told mom, as I said, but I'm not sure where that big thick galvanized hit here. So this window was broken. The bathroom window was broken. As you can see, the marks, evidence that something hit there. And this is a crack from the roof starting to leaf. It was forcing. Yeah, it's forced, but it didn't really went through. And this here is the broken window that the wind was part of the window that the wind was literally coming from. We had to put this here because cats start jumping in. So this here is broken glass.
And that's what I was saying. You see some houses still strong and like nothing happened. Something happened.
Yeah.
Is it that the window broke and they got water
damage? Yes, there is a lot. And then the door as well. So this got broken. And also there was a big, huge galvanized wrapped around here. I couldn't even take it out. It was so secured around here. What? Really secure, thick galvanized.
Yes, you could see the damage.
Yes. And it even made a, yeah. And here it even made a, yeah. They were galvanized on the step. Half of the neighbors' roof was gone. Mount Pleasant Government School roof was gone. So
I'm trying to zoom in. So that was, that's close to Patsy shop.
yes,
So I realized there is no longer Patsy shop.
no Patsy shop. The first part of the hurricane it was there, but the second part took it all off.
And I'm seeing like most of the roofs around here went as well.
Yes, it did. I also noticed the hurricane is doing a lot of damage in the center of the houses. Yeah, the hurricane is putting holes in the center of some of the houses. I'm not sure why.
You're getting a beautiful sunset as well. But listen, it's not where the hurricane came from, you know. The hurricane came from this direction. East, because you live in the east.
Yeah.
It came west, traveled west, and this boat. It's been always there, but it probably moved in a bit.
A bit, maybe. Yeah.
And of course.
And then the sea, you seen the little mangrove there? The water came up from the sea and settled in there. Yeah.
Oh, I can still see my here. And it's still dry.
Yeah.
I'm sure. So another thing you have to look out for would be rust in your building here.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that was Patsy shop no longer. What the time is still there.
So the room that I thought would not have gotten damaged got the most damage, which is the room I'm about to show you. So it's this room here, right? If you notice, the crack from the outside doesn't even look as bad as this one. So here it's cracked even worse than how you've seen it on the outside. So here's damage. If you turn the camera around, you can see where the roof started lifting up.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Being in here and hearing the noise, it's kind of escape. You can't go downstairs.
You can't do anything.
Children, and just you.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
And you can see it from this side as well. From the inside here. So you have a few damages. Mhm. And the room, our safe room, our safe zone, I should say, it's here. The barrel is still in here. So this here's where we end up hiding out. We had to actually put down the breakers and stuff because the water, we don't want to get electrocuted inside it if we had to.
Magic barrel.
Yes, and some of the buckets are still here. We end up sitting on them.
Right.
Yeah. And yeah, when I realized it was going to be safe, this light, that bulb didn't move from the time the wind started blowing. That bulb didn't move a bit. So I know it was secured. So after that, my kids and everybody start feeling comfortable. So yes. So these are my lovely kids I've been talking about, Ariana and Zared. So yes, this is the Mr. Man that wanted to run away from me during the hurricane.
What's Mr. Man?
Yes, that's the one that fell. Got so frightened.
You was frightened?
So
When
yes.
you hear rain falling and thunder rolling now, you're still frightened?
No.
You're not frightened now?
No.
You're a brave boy now? Oh, thank God.
A couple of days after the hurricane passed, every time the wind comes, you say, "Mommy, tomorrow it could be Beryl passing again." Every time after for a whole 2-3 weeks going, he was scared, asking me if another hurricane coming. Every time the rain set up or the rain falls, wind heavy, yes, he will ask the question. I said, "No, baby, we're gonna know whenever a hurricane is gonna come."
Beryl would never come back.
Mm-mm.
Really?
Yeah.
How was the experience for you, baby?
It was. Yeah.
It was scary?
Yeah.
It was really frightening.
Uh-huh.
So when you hear rain fall, now are you still frightened? No. You know that Beryl would not come back, right? Pretty like your mommy. Lovely. And then, well, mommy, everybody knows Sister Mans.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Yes. Marilyn?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, some people looking at it and say, "Oh, no damage and stuff," but yes, we have damage. Yes, and my original home is damaged.
Very bad.
Yeah, it's gone.
Very bad.
It's gone. It's gone.
Yes.
Yeah. So
So we have to thank God for life, right?
yes, we do.
We're thanking God for life and spending our that's the hurricanes. So mommy experienced both hurricanes, Hurricane Ivan and now Hurricane Beryl. I think that the hurricanes are following mommy for her looks, maybe.
It seems like the hurricane is following both of us.
All right. Thank you very much. And of course, it is the anniversary, 28th anniversary of Hurricane Ivan. Marilyn, thank you very much for this.
You're welcome.
And to everyone out there. We've been saying if you want to share your experience, you can contact us. Contact BC at 423-6391 or myself, 533-0825. Thank you again.
You're welcome. All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye.